All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. What's happening? Great to see you guys here, man. What an exciting year. We're growing by leaps and bounds here in the Matrix. And I want to introduce one of our newest members here, Trey Roth, a buddy of mine from another mastermind, and actually from some years ago too. And Trey is a serial mindset junkie, just like all of us, right? He's taken just about everything under the sun. He took thinking results back in the day. He's also a serial entrepreneur. He's got an amazing company that he'll share with us over the next couple of weeks, and it's kind of like Yelp on steroids, or Yelp times 10. And super excited for him to introduce that. So Trey, welcome to the group. Good to see you.
Great to see you, Brian. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And after you assimilated to the group for a couple of weeks and you feel comfortable, we'll give you a hot seat and you can let us know what you're all about and how we can help. So we'll get going on that. A lot of housekeeping here, guys. But before we do that, you know what? Let's go through some wins. Let's get the energy up, and we'll do the mastermind principles and then the housekeeping. Who's got some wins they want to share? Matt?
As I take a bite of a peanut butter roll-up. I did a ballsy thing by standing up in front of this group back in January and talked about this interesting idea about creating a safari company. And 2 weeks from today, I will be going to Africa. The main purpose is to go to the Kili Fair, which is one of the largest trade shows for that region of Africa, based around safari and tourism. And while I'm there, I'm actually going to be going on a game drive safari and then spending a day with an organization that's tied to the Maasai tribe, which is one of the last tribes in the Ngorongoro crater where wild animals and humans cohabitate. So super excited about this. And all the little synchronicities, all the little dots are just, like, this is really a cool thing. And I really appreciate everyone's support on this, because I have hit terror barrier after terror barrier after terror barrier. And it's just amazing to be able to have the TIR concepts, to watch what's going on, understand what's going on, and just keep driving towards one of my huge desires. So thank you, everybody.
That is so cool. And one of the things we're going to do here today after we do the housekeeping is accountability, right? When we share each other's goals, and you're right, it's like when you put yourself on the hook in front of your peers, it's that extra level of little kick in the butt, but it's also that support. So man, from real estate master to safari master, what a swing. I love it. Kevin, what's a good win, brother?
I think I caught something yesterday. It's from like my coach's daughter, but I was able to still go to the gym. So I had a good workout this morning, and then he told me to go to the sauna, so I sweated out, so I feel like a lot better. So that's my win.
Nice. It's not magnifying something, right? Minimizing it. My body caught a little something a week or so ago, and I just ignored it, minimized it, and it's like it never really got hold and went away within a couple of days. I think if I focused on it and magnified it, I would have went full blown into whatever was attempting to invade my body. But it was just very short lived, and poof, away it went. So love it. Tim, what about you, bud?
Hey, what's up, guys? I would say my win is basically, man, I did TIR and I was on like a 4-month, just absolute exponential growth curve. And, with exponential growth curves, there's a blow off top, and I got shiny object syndrome and hit a lot of terror barriers. Like, with that amount of growth, I attracted a lot of things that might not have been in my original plans, or like kind of things that are close to my heart. So I got really good at saying no, kind of resetting. One thing that really helped, in case anybody else is in a similar feeling where they just blew off and they're kind of like resetting, I calendared every 15 minutes of every single day on Google Calendar on like a repeat. Mm-hmm. And even if I'm hitting that at only 80%, it is solved so many things, because I have certain energy states during the day where my frequency gets low, but I look at my calendar, I'm like, this is what I can do today. This is where my exercise is. This is where my eating is. This is where I listen to Bob Proctor videos. And that has allowed me to base again, because I was shiny object syndrome. Now I have this awesome base where I'm noticing that when I'm adding, like, I'm like, all right, I want to change this paradigm. It's starting to take hold again, because I know I have my base. So I kind of lost my base in the run, and now I feel like I'm rebasing again.
No, that's excellent advice. And believe me when I tell you, that's happened to every single person here. It's the law of rhythms too, right? We get into a rhythm, we we hit a new high, and there's no such thing as just straight up without coming back a little bit, right? It's just the law of rhythms. It's a universal law, anything that's getting created. So I love that advice, getting back to your roots, your base, your morning routines. That's always seems to be the case for me too. And I think Chris has a comment on that one. Mr. Patterson, or do you got to win?
I didn't know which Chris you were talking about. I think we have several on this call.
We do, but this is the one original.
So I just wanted to share some of my wins, which are really everybody else's wins. This week, actually the last 2 weeks, I've gotten so much confirmation that what we teach in TIR and Elite and everything else is helping people more than I could imagine. I've had probably 4 or 5 conversations with people that have been out of the TIR program now for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I hear them thriving. They're happy. They're crushing goals they never would have accomplished without it. The feedback I've been getting is tremendous. And I mean, that's truly why I wanted to be a coach in the first place, is just to make a difference for other people. So it's so rewarding. You know, now people who have graduated from TIR are coming back going, Chris, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. I got one girl who's writing a book. She's always wanted to, never decided to. I got another girl, almost 50 years old, got on stage for her first fitness competition. She won 3 medals.
Oh yeah.
I've got another gentleman who's just been struggling, having a really difficult time breaking through to the profit area. And now he's profiting. He's starting to really move in the right direction. So it's just so rewarding. So I just thought I would share. I know so many of us are coaches out there. Do not underestimate how much of an impact we're making on human beings' lives. It's staggering what I'm hearing back.
I love that, brother. And we all got to pay homage to Bob and the legacy, right? And Earl and Napoleon and going all the way back, because we're really just conduits of that same energy flow. So love it. Mr. Van Hoos, you got to win?
Yeah. I remember we talked about last time about the cold plunge.
Yes.
I've actually put a little video together for everybody to literally talk about the benefits and how to do it. I think it's like 2 minutes and 30 second or 2-minute video just to kind of show you.
Perfect.
That way you don't have to buy a $5,000, $10,000 thing. You can literally do it for $100. You can have your own cold plunge. And maybe what I could do if people really want, because it's so much easier to do the cold plunge in a group when you have a system. Because I did it with the Tony Robbins guys and I hated cold. Now I have no problem with it. Maybe I could bring a couple portable cold plunges up to our event in Chicago in the morning or something. We could do a couple people and do it there.
Well, that'd be interesting. Yeah, let's chat with the team about that. Can you put that video in the WhatsApp group when you get it, the link?
Yeah, I'll put it in the WhatsApp group.
Perfect.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I appreciate that's something I wanted personally, so I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, and the other win is I read Power versus Force by David Hawkins. He has his conscious awareness scale from 0 to 1,000. My goal was to get to 540, which is unconditional love and compassion, and I got to 542. So that's my main goal, is to get my frequency up to that level. So I'm so excited about that. So awesome. I think that is a reminder we can do all these materialistic things, all this earthly goals, but the only thing that matters is your vibrational frequency, because that's the only thing you take this lifetime with you.
I love that. Love it. Mr. Pepin, what about you? And then we'll get going. A lot of good wins. I love this. Good energy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the Prophet Patterson was talking about, but he and I chatted about that yesterday.
Nice.
So since he put it out there, I went ahead and closed the loop. So it's been about a year since I started TIR with him. Maybe next month we cross into collecting profit, which is great. And that'll be about a year-ish, and it's in a really great, sustainable, healthy way. So that's a big deal for us that we really picked up. So that's going great. And then we've got a lot of clients, just a lot of really great sustainable stuff coming through. There's something else I wanted to share, but it just slipped my mind. But either way, things are definitely going a lot better. Looking forward to this year and then another year out. I'm curious to see if we can't cross into the original C type that I planned when I started with Patterson.
Wait. You had me until you said, I'm curious to see if we can't just...
I still have that language. We're there. So we're on the track to do it. I've set so many things in the past and been brokenhearted. I'm curious.
Not anymore, brother. Past is irrelevant. You're in the elite
Yeah.
100. Pastor, we're all behind you. We're all behind you.
Yeah, we're doing things at a really great rate here, and yeah, they're certainly hitting, which is really great. If I can remember the other one, I'll throw it in the chat. But anyway,
Oh, thanks for sharing. Yeah, F the past, bro. The past is irrelevant. We're not trying to recreate the past. Everything is about the here and the now and what we're creating, right? So
What time's Sydney running on?
what's that?
well, that was Corbin. Actually, that reminded me because it was from Corbin. I shot
Sorry,
my
guys.
LinkedIn videos this week because of the LinkedIn guy that Corbin mentioned on Chris Patterson's hot seat, Chris and Nelson's hot seat. Actually, that was the other thing. I actually shot my first video and it's going out, and I'm finally getting out in front of.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know if they put it up yet, but there's going to be more and more LinkedIn action on my end since we want to dominate that channel too. So that's live. That was
Very cool. Yeah, LinkedIn's a great space for you, brother. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. All right, Nelson, we'll do one more. What's up?
Yeah, so actually it's interesting. It's not my win, it's my win because it's my wife's win. My wife has been reading a book that Chris's wife suggested to her. I can't remember the title of it right now. What do you know, Chris?
You Can Heal Yourself by, oh gosh, what's her name? Louise Hay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so she's been reading that book, and then obviously she gets stuff from me and in this group, and she works in the pharmaceutical industry with probably the most entitled, immature, pain in the ass people that you can imagine, right? And she has shifted over the past, I'd say probably 3 or 4 months. This book was a trigger for her. Reading it and experiencing, getting into the content for her really made everything that I've been talking about over the past couple of years start to click. And she's a completely different person than she was 3 or 4 months ago, because all the negative energy that comes from entitled brats, she used to absorb it all and think she had to fix them. Now it's she lets it come. She does what she can, but she doesn't absorb that negative energy anymore. So it's really been cool to see that.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life. It's one of the universal laws. Awesome. Miss Young, would you like to lead us in the mastermind principles if I pull them up?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. I release myself to the mastermind because I'm strong when I have others to help me. I believe the combined intelligence of the mastermind creates a wisdom far beyond my own. I understand that I will more easily create positive results in my life when I'm open to looking at myself, my problems, and opportunities from another's point of view. I decide to release my desire totally and trust to the mastermind, and I'm open to accepting new possibilities. I forgive myself for mistakes I have made. I also forgive others who have hurt me in the past so I can move into the future with a clean slate. I ask the mastermind to hear what I really want, my goals, my dreams, and my desires. And I hear my mastermind partners supporting me in my fulfillment. I know, relax, and accept, believing that the working power of the mastermind will respond to my every need. And I am grateful knowing this is so. Dedication and covenant. I now have a covenant in which it is agreed that the mastermind shall supply me with an abundance of all things necessary to live a success-filled and happy life. I dedicate myself to be of maximum service to the world and my fellow human beings, to live in a manner that will set the highest example for others to follow, and to remain an open channel of God's will. I go forth with a spirit of enthusiasm, excitement, and expectancy.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
A couple of housekeeping items. The retreat coming up in August. We had to slide the date a week. I shouldn't say we had to. We decided to because it was in direct conflict with another mastermind group that some of you guys are part of, and we didn't want you guys having to pick and choose. We didn't think that was fair. So I want to make sure in case any of you have flights or anything booked, I'm not sure if anybody did yet, that we slide that out. So it's going to be the 16th through the 20th of August. 16th through the 20th. So 1 week slid out from what it was before. We'll get something official in the WhatsApp group. That being said, we have room blocks. So we have the hotel, we have room blocks. I think we're up and running there. We'll email and also drop into the WhatsApp group the information. It's going to be an absolute blast. We're going to have by far the biggest event ever. just because we're growing so rapidly. You guys are all referring. I get half a dozen of you or more, probably a dozen of you are bringing in other people. So it's really amazing to see this after the first couple of years and the inaugural kickoff and just where we're going, the people we're attracting. It's really, really top level. So I appreciate all of you that are helping us grow. It's really amazing. So August 16th through the 20th on the retreat coming up in Chicago. Couple of things you guys get as membership, just as a reminder. You guys get really everything in the matrix, which is a lot. But if you've gone through thinking and results in the past and it's been a while, feel free to jump back in on Monday nights. You guys have access. You actually have access to everything, including the inner circle. So there's 4 separate events or meetings every week, all the way down to the Mindset Masters. And some of you are on a lot of those. So you have all of that. But you also get the lifestyle assessment and the life purpose protocol. So if you haven't done those 2 things, it's like taking an x-ray. The lifestyle enhancement probably takes 10 minutes or less. It's just the wheel of life, but it's 100 questions and it's just 1 to 10. So it's pretty quick, but you're going to get like an x-ray of where you're at. And it's just it's hard to know where you're going if you don't know where you're at, right? We've never had this data point before. So having this, I think, is going to be absolutely amazing. If any of you haven't done that, just get with Val and she'll hold your hand through it. There's a link and we can put it in the chat as well. The lifestyle purpose takes a little longer. And that's something you maybe want to do on a Sunday. Might take as much as an hour, maybe even 2. It's nothing you want to rush. Maybe you do a little bit of it. This is something that Ivan and the Capitan's family that does, and it's just absolutely amazing. So I always thought I knew my life purpose, and I did, but it was very small. Like, I'm put on this planet to help connect the dots in this information globally. I'm like, helping humans the rest of my life. That's good. But when I did it, this is what I came up with. So my life purpose is to lead and inspire human development and entrepreneurship globally through education and wealth mindset and spirituality. So it really just put a whole, instead of putting the intention on I want to help a lot of people, this is specifically in wealth and mindset and spirituality globally, right? It just added some more color to it. It hits home a lot deeper. And I think some of you have done that, but if you haven't done the life purpose assessment, or not really an assessment, the workshop, get with Valerie. She put a link in the chat there as well, and she'll hold your hand through that. And these are things that we charge outside public, but everything in the Elite 100, it includes everything we ever do. So you guys all get that. All right, another little housekeeping. We're gonna push out Greg's presentation a week. We had a scheduling conflict this Thursday, so I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to that. We'll give you details in the WhatsApp chat. And the last thing I want to go over, this is not housekeeping. This is something that I was talking with one of the leaders of another mastermind group. Something happened to them, and it made me just want to have a chat with you guys and hear some experiences about security and hacking, email hacking, and cryptocurrency things, and like where AI is going. And I think it would be good for all of us to have conversations with our kids and our families about what's going on out there, especially if they're not in any kind of a mastermind. We get information from you guys like quick. I remember when FTX blew up. You remember we got information before it blew up, and we saved a few of you guys, not we, but other team members. We were able to get out of that FTX brokerage before it blew up, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. So this is kind of one of those deals. My friend, who's very, very smart, very intelligent business guy, like he's no slouch at all. He got scammed by a group of scammers because of how they did it. And what they did is they went after his 18-year-old son first. And they called up the son. They said, listen, we have your girlfriend. Like, we're going to kill her if you don't empty out your bank account. And they just kept him talking and moving so fast. The kid didn't know what to do. He emptied out his bank account. And then they said, who else do you know? And he's and they were really like, you're never going to see her again, bro. Like they were terrifying this 18-year-old kid. And, 18-year-old kid probably hasn't been subjected to too much, right? So he said, I don't know my dad. So then they did a 3-way call with the son's phone to the dad, who's my friend. And they said, we have your son. You're never going to see him alive. Like, we need you to wire money here. Like, don't think, go, get in the car and drive. And what they did is they kept him busy. Tell us what you see. Where are you turning? What's the street? What's in front of you? They didn't even give the guy time to think. And all the way to the bank, they knew stuff about his banking information. We know you're at this bank, XYZ bank. We know you have these accounts. And they just they just kept him going. And because it was through the son's phone on a three-way, because they convinced the son, he didn't have time to think. So they emptied a few accounts and then they said, where else can you get money? Like blah, blah, blah. And he ended up like, listen, you are not going to see this kid again. They were really terrifying him as well. And he ended up asking a friend for a few more grand. So, and then they backed off. And now the reality is nobody ever kidnapped anybody. Nobody had anybody. It was just a using an intimidating scam that was very, very well thought out. And so he got some tips and tricks. He worked with the FBI after that. The FBI had said they had never seen anything like that, where people had so much information about his banks, his accounts, him, his kid, like, and now this is the world we live in. All this information exists. And with the advent of AI and being able to like mimic your face, mimic your voice, like there could be a Zoom meeting with you and it's not you. Joe Rogan, he was in, I think, Instagram or something. There was a podcast done with Joe Rogan and a guest that never happened. It was like a 3-minute interview back and forth. And Joe Rogan goes, this is absolutely terrifying. Now, I'm not here to breed fear at all. It is what it is. It's evolution. There's going to be many, many good things with AI. And that's not what this is about. But we do want to breed awareness, right? We do want to share awareness and not be ignorant to this stuff. So I think it's really good to sit down with your families, just let them know some of the things that happen. And what happened with my buddy, he said, if any of you ever get a call like that, number one, hang up. If it is real, they're going to call back. And he said, I wish I would have just hung up, because I would have just called my son and found out nobody had anybody. Like, buy yourself some time to think, right? You're not going to, nothing's going to go wrong. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. And you hang up, right? Gives you time to think. Number two, if somebody has somebody, you ask them some qualifying proof. I want proof that you have my son. And, what's he wearing this day or something? Like, they're not going to, anybody that's legit is not going to not prove it, right? And I hope nobody ever gets in this situation, but we also don't want to be ignorant if it does happen. When it comes to like cryptocurrency and stuff and banking and financial stuff, email hacking, text hacking, the bank will never reach out to try to help you do a wire transfer by text, email, or anything else. Maybe on the phone, yes. And especially with brokerages. A brokerage is never going to reach out to you and say, hey, we can help you convert Bitcoin to USD. They're never going to do that. But that's what these emails will do. It'll look very much like these financial institutions are trying to help you when they've gotten into your email or they've gotten into something. So just some key things there. And if anybody ever has anything like that, reach out to me first before you answer anything. And if I can help, I will. We have other people on the team that can help. I just want the group, this family, to really be looking out for each other and protecting each other. And again, not in a fear-based mode. So I think there's many, many good things that are going to happen with AI, but it's also going to make it super, it's a whole nother level for hacking and stuff. So, Chris?
I think what you're sharing is really prudent. My father called me panicked about 2 months ago. And he said, is Cade okay? Is Cade okay? Cade's my son.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, Cade's fine. He's in his bedroom. He said, oh my gosh. He said, I just got a phone call. It was Cade's voice saying, Grandpa, I got into a terrible accident. I need you to send me money right now, blah, 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 blah. And it was a scam. But it was my son's voice.
Yep.
And so I think it was Noah that put in here, we need to share with our family that we have some kind of special password or something.
Yeah.
I do think that would be helpful, because he was like, I don't know what to do. I almost sent up the money. It was my grandson,
That's what they do, that they attack where it hits. I mean, you'll do anything, right? My buddy said, they just kept my mind going so fast. You don't know what else to do. You just literally don't. But if you do some things, like have some triggers, have a password, ask a qualifying question, or just buy yourself some time by hanging up or something.
Yeah.
Certainly if it's an email or text, for God's sakes, reach out to one of us. If you're newer into the world of cryptocurrency and things like that, we can usually help. And most of you guys are doing that. We have chat channels, the whole thing. So but that's crazy. The same thing happened to my buddy. They had his girlfriend's voice with the 18-year-old son saying something like, help or do what they say or something like that. So Chris Norton.
I would just say like it's important you like are conscious of like who you keep in your circle, because a lot of these things are maybe you've told someone that you have crypto or this or that, and it's someone that you don't necessarily trust, and it's an inside job type of thing. So I just think it's smart to be conscious of like who you tell certain things to, because used against you.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of us here are coaches too. We're going live every day about our experiences, right? So now the whole effing world has all this information. I'm not going to stop doing any of that. It's just
Right.
we got to be aware. We got to be aware, So yeah, very cool. So any other questions or comments on that before we move on here? All right. Let's get into some accountability. And this is just really quick. This is super fast. Where are you at? What's your C-type goal? This is not a full-blown hot seat. It's just more of accountability. So so we all know what we're doing here. We're putting together a document in the Elite 100 so that we can all share our goals and know where we're at. So let's see. Why don't we start with Mr. Len? Where are you? What's your current C-type goal and how can we help? Or what I should say, what are you doing towards it?
So my current C-type goal is that I'm happy and grateful that I now make $1 million in passive income monthly. What I'm going to do with it is, it's very simple: $200,000 a month to the Bench Project, $200,000 a month to our family fund, $200,000 a month to family investments, $200,000 a month in philanthropy through the Bench Project, and $200,000 for children and investments. So it's $1 million a month. What am I doing towards it? I'm involved in a lot of the investments that are presented, and I'm looking at other investments outside of this. What I could use help on is probably not so much the financial goal, is more the purpose goal, personal purpose goal. And this is something new since I feel like I'm moving forward on the financial plan. There's a gestational period there, and I think we're moving forward. We've ticked up those numbers, what percent we're at getting to that million a month, and I'm happy. We're going forward. We're not going backwards. So that's what I do know. But I do have a little bit of a void on purpose at this point because of the graduation out of anesthesia. And it's hard to, no, it's not hard. It's challenging to go from being the top. And believe me, I was the best in the area. Don't take that the wrong way, but it's true. I care. Now, anybody that's involved in healthcare will understand that there's the difference between people that go to work and people that care. So I was one of the last dogs that still cared. I wasn't corporate owned. I was independent. We did provide about 11,000 anesthetics a year. And so that there's a void there that I have. And I'm not 100% sure that the void will be totally filled by the Bench Project. Although we do work on that every day. And there's another thing where law of gestation is real. Beth is now in 32 states, and we get information daily on it. So yeah, I mean,
that's crazy. 32 states, I love that.
32 states, and you can remember when it was a thought. How about that?
Absolutely.
So it's truly working. But my plan, I thought, was to get on stages and talk about it more, and as you know, Brian, perhaps help people coaching wise. And so I guess I have two things going on here. I think my C-type goal, we're working forward to it. But I do recognize that there's a little bit of a gap right now.
Yeah.
So anybody that
financially, I think you haven't taken that life purpose yet, have you? Or have you?
Have not.
That's going to help you greatly. That's exactly what it's intended to do. You'd be surprised. Some of the people that take it, they get to some, like I had a good idea because I've been in this material for so long, and I actually asked for guidance for like 18 months and I got the answer. So, I know my life purpose, but this really helps solidify it. But I would say, 95 out of 100 or more people don't really have it. Like, why am I on this planet? And that should help you. So I think that single-handedly, if you get with Valerie, she'll hold your hand through it.
Okay.
And then let's reassess where you're at. But I think that's really the biggest thing, is like attaching to a purpose. You're going to get to the $1 million a month. And if we don't, it's not that you need a purpose, because you don't, but it helps, right? It's much more gratifying when you get there. And then guess what? You get to $1 million a month, you're going to set another one. So
Right.
the spiritual side of why I'm on this planet, I think would be a big thing to figure out.
Yeah, I think that I will tell you, everyone does need a purpose, and you all sitting here are working and doing your job. And I made that change, and I don't want to do anesthesia anymore, and I don't want to be in an operating room, and I don't want to have to put up with all those babies that Nelson was talking about. A pharmaceutical, I'm assuming you're talking about going to a doctor's office, just assuming. But I'm tired of all of that. They're low-level thinking people. They may be damn good at their job, and I think it's impressive if you can tie vessels on someone's heart and give them another 20 years of life. However, it doesn't mean you're successful, and it doesn't mean that you're complete. Only since I'm in this material do I recognize that.
Yeah.
I thought a heart surgeon or a cataract surgeon was like, that guy had it because he could help people. Well, he has the physical ability, but he has no emotional or spiritual ability to help people. So that's something that I've recognized.
You might be honing in on your purpose here even more.
Hey, Len.
Yes, sir, Chris.
You and I are overdue for a phone call. I've reached
I've been
out to
waiting
you, but,
patiently.
well, just shoot me your phone number and let's get a meeting, because I think I can help you with a couple things too.
Okay, super. Thanks, Chris.
Cool. I love a couple action items there. So, Mr. Patterson, why don't you go next, bud? What's your C-type goal? What are some things you're doing towards it?
So originally I had well, let me talk about the personal goal. So I'm so happy and grateful. I'm lean and fit. I'm healthy and enjoy healthy food. I look amazing with tons of energy, and I weigh between 210 and 215 pounds, and I'm confident. It's been a real struggle for me. I've got a thyroid condition, and I've gotten down 9 pounds since January. Yes, I know it's slow, but I'll take slow. As long as
that's awesome.
And then I almost gained it all back when you and I went to dinner, Brian. So, but I am working on it, and I've been very consistent. And one thing I'd love to share with the group, I just reorganized my routine. I've kind of had the same routine for a long time. I redid it. It's re-energized me. And I would highly recommend, if you haven't updated your morning routine or your afternoon routine or whatever, really focus on that, because it really is our habits that control our results. So I'm just excited that I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm on my way. And that's been going well. I hired a coach. I'm doing everything that I possibly can to win in that personal goal.
Love it. So the health is, would you say 215?
215 is, I'd love to be 205, but I can't maintain that year round. So I'm going to be a grown up.
Know with that language. So the thing about the health goal, this is more of a knowing doing gap than a C-type goal. Right? You know exactly what, you know how to eat good, train, how to get a trainer, how to hire him, where to go, what to do. Like, you've been there. Same with me. You and I share the same thing. It's more of a knowing doing gap and installing a new program, but it's not like we don't know how to get there. It looks like Mr. Ivan that's floating out of the planet has his hands up. What's up, Ivan?
Hey, amigo, Chris. Something that I don't know if some of you know, Chris, but when I was 18 to 21 years old, I weighed 350 pounds.
Holy cow, I didn't know that.
Were you 7 foot tall then?
I was 6.5. As I am right now. So I was 350 pounds, and now I am 195.
Congratulations.
So, but I cracked some code, and I have some very unique contact to give you, Chris. So send me a text, and I think we will boost your goal like very easily and smoothly and fastly. Just I want you to get in a call with this person that I will give you. I think you will enjoy accomplishing your goal much faster.
I will shoot you a message on WhatsApp.
Very cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. Saving babies and solving challenges here. Chris, do you have a financial goal as well?
I do. Originally it was $100 million. I have a net worth of $100 million. I'm financially secure with passive income for life, time freedom with an inheritance to pass down for generations. I don't know if that's truly my goal.
Okay.
I think ideally, Nelson and I have been talking quite a bit. I'd really love to sell one of our companies, and I don't know if I need $100 million for what I want in life. So I believe I'm going to actually lower that goal unless everybody else says, hell no. But what are your thoughts on that, Brian?
Well, I would say the only reason to change your goal is because you fell in love with something else, not because of results or resistance or the environment. Like it's like, if you think, oh my God, I'm gonna have to work so hard to get there, that's that's a fear-based thought, right? But if you've fallen in love with less, then I would change it. Because, getting to 100 million in net worth, you're already on track to do it, by the way. You just keep doing what you're doing, and you're scaling up and leveraging out. So having an exit, taking that money, getting to work for you, the purpose of the 100 million is that what you would love? Because you can attract it easily, effortlessly, and calmly. Right? You can exit one business and then find a dozen things where other people are running the show, and you just go pop, pop, pop. I see people doing this at the BA high level masterminds where they're in that 60-year-old and upstage. They've built businesses. Now all they do is sit on boards and mentor people, and the money just flows in, just flow. So that's one of the things that I see myself doing after age 60 is like, I'm going to teach in the matrix till the end, right? But as far as I want to build a software company, exit it. And I just want to move into like mentorship, sitting on boards and investing in humans with mind and money.
So let me interject on that, actually, because it's interesting you say that, Chris. And Chris and I have not talked about the lowering of his C-type goal, but literally this past week, I had a similar conversation with my wife and talking about my C-type goal, lowering it. At first, it was $200,000 a month. Be able to travel everywhere, have freedom. I raised it to $500,000 a month in residual income. And literally last week, I had a conversation about, do I really need 500,000? Does 200,000 suit me better? And what I realized during that conversation with my wife, and Brian, you've said it many times, the number does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
Does not matter. The number doesn't matter. So what I realized is that trying to put it on a number, I was trying to tie that number to a limiting belief based on a certain scenario in my life, right? And Chris, you're doing that with selling one of the brands. You're putting that number on selling one of the brands. There's more opportunities coming into us, and there's going to be more opportunities coming into us in the future that we're going to attract, right? So the multiple revenue streams, you have your coaching, you have other brands, we have other opportunities that are going to come to us. So whether it's 30 million, 50 million, 100 million, the number doesn't matter. It really comes down to, what do you want with that particular number goal, right? How much do you want to help people? How much do you want to travel? How much do you want to set up for, handing down generationally? And so the number really, you can't put the number on one particular aspect of it. It's what do you want to do with whatever that number is, right?
Appreciate that, Nelson. And I think that's partly what I've been doing, is trying to analyze, what do I actually need, want? So I'm still working through it. I do have a question for Ivan, though. Ivan, your will to win is obviously not for sale, because you're a serial entrepreneur at one of the highest levels I've seen in people that I know. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you focused to go forward? I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
You can, yes.
Yes. So for me, it's very simple, Chris. I am not attached to the numbers at all, as Brian said. I am mostly attached to the result that the company is creating for the humanity. So I actually want to see the statistics that I like to measure is, how many more people is with housing now than there was before? How many liters of water are we cleaning in the world that otherwise we will not be clean? how many tons of plastic we are preventing to go to the ocean, how many people are we taking out of illiteracy with the different life essentials that I have in philanthropy investors. That's one side. And then for the companies that are not in the philanthropy investing world, what keeps me motivated, Chris, is to see my executives do better in life. I want to see my employees and my executives prosper and see that, oh, now they have a much better house, and now they are doing vacations that they didn't do before. They are growing in life because of my companies. So that's basically the two things.
I love that. Thank you, Ivan. I think in a similar way, but that's really good input. Thank you.
Thank you, amigo.
And Chris, I would stop asking the question, what do you need? I wouldn't even ask that one anymore. It's what would you love? If you go to need, I mean, you're already there, bro. If you liquidated everything, you could just sell. That's it. You're done.
I think, Chris, sorry, Brian. I think that, Chris, something that will help you a lot is going through my life purpose protocol that now is in Matrix system.
I think you just jumped on late, but I told these, they all get it for free. Make sure you guys like get with Valerie, book with her. She'll get you the link. She'll walk you through it. Take that life purpose. It definitely clarified some things with me, and I think that might help you too, Chris. But just always,
Chris, and if you want to,
love, right?
Valerie,
Chris,
let's have a quick meeting, Valerie. All right. I'll send you an email now.
If you complete the process and you want my feedback and help directly from me on your own life purpose, just shoot me a text and we will get into a Zoom call.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Ivan, for being generous. I appreciate you, man.
You're welcome, amigo.
Love it, love it. And yeah, thanks, Ivan, for bringing that to the whole family. So Ivan is part of, my life purpose. I attracted Ivan. Ivan attracted me. Ivan is helping us go global in the matrix. This is not 10 years from now. This is as we speak. We're going to be in 100 countries. We're franchising out. We're building this thing out. And so you can attract people from all the way around the world to your cause. And Chris, think about this. I mean, when Bob passed, they were doing over 100 million a year in revenue yearly in coaching. One thing, coaching. So, and you're young. I mean, Jesus. So 100 million in net worth is easy with all the skills and things that you have. It's just more of attaching it to something.
Thank you.
Cool. Mr. Lee, what's your current C-type goal, brother? And what are some of the things that you have been doing towards it?
I said it like a few times ago, but I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning excess of $5 million a month from multiple revenue sources in a confident, heavily manner with grace and ease.
Nice. Yeah, we did accountability a little while ago, but it's we have a bunch of new members who are doing it again.
Yeah, so the way for me to achieve it is like Len, there's like investment opportunities, right, that I am part of, and also I'm actually looking at some business to purchase as well to complement my core business, which is my construction business, flipping business. So I'm thinking about buying like an HVAC staging company, or like a laundromat, like more like a recession-proof, just to complement what I have, like my core business.
That's a really good idea. If you start acquiring it, and right now we had a really in-depth presentation that was done at another mastermind group with somebody that's really in the know, almost like a Dave Steck type, and they're talking about it. We're in a season of possible recession. I think all things are pointing to this. So what are the key things that people do? And one of the key things is business acquisition. It's business acquisition, right? It's so for you, like I think about having an HVAC company in Florida. Like those, they're around the clock booked. ACs are going out, like it's just never going to go away. You can't not fix it. Like people here, if you don't have AC, you're screwed. So yeah, getting a business, like a service-based business that goes hand in hand with what you're doing, an electrical company, maybe plumbing company, but HVAC, I think about Florida, right? So maybe it's even something in a different state where it's just like, you can't go wrong. You literally can't go wrong with a business like that here. So I love that you're thinking outside the box.
Cool. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Grant Cardone has been advertising doing HVAC roll-ups. Yeah. Super active. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know about what is the climate like where you're at? Is it?
It's super hot.
Yeah. So there you go.
Summer. I think that would be much needed. There's just a lot of demand, but there's not enough supply. Most of the businesses that I come across, they're just one-man show, and that's not like really a business. I really want to buy like a business with management in place so that I don't have to like work in the business, but really on a management role, just make sure that like we're hitting our goals and stuff like that.
I love it. And somebody that can help you with all that is Eric Markarian. They have a multi-division, very sizable electrical company. They have a plumbing division, HVAC division, construction division, lending division. Like they had multiple divisions. He scaled it, did all the things. Eric can absolutely help you mastermind in setting something like that up.
That's good.
All right. Mr. Galixin, what is your current C-type goal and what are some things you've been doing lately towards it?
All right. My C-type goal is I am so happy and grateful now that I earn passive income monthly in excess of $1 million in a calm, confident, and peaceful manner. And what I've been doing recently is we had an interview yesterday. We run a house flipping business, and that's my main source of income, my active income. And my goal is to build a system, just like Kevin was talking about with HVAC or electrical, scale it in such a way that I don't have to be in the business. I don't have to be going to the buy calls and sitting down with people. I would just be working on how to grow it instead of working on making it happen every day. So we interviewed a gal yesterday and she looks like she's going to be phenomenal. And we're going to offer her a position that she's going to take my position as buyer. Essentially right now, I'm the guy sitting down belly to belly at visiting with people and evaluating the properties and making them offers. So she's going to do that for us. And that'll leave me free to work on other income streams.
Very cool. I know you have you took a shine to learning day trading too. So that would free up some time there. Am I correct? Did you guys have a record month in house sales?
Yeah, we've been doing spectacular this year. So we're in the Minneapolis, St. Paul market, and the market is smoking hot. Everything's selling in a day. And so we're buying like crazy, ramped up our advertising. So it's been a really good season to be in this. Yeah.
I love it. And the reason I highlight that, guys, because I know, generally speaking, nationwide, real estate is, it peaked and it's on its way down, but this proves that there's still pockets, right? If we know people, if we're networking. So I don't know if you and Kevin have ever spoke to each other in depth, but you might want to, you guys are in the same business, but different parts of the country, right? So
Kevin, I'm here because of Kevin. I met Kevin at real estate. Yeah,
that's right.
And Kevin said something. I'm like, I'm going to go talk to that guy. And that's why I'm here, because of Kevin. So
yeah, it might be good to mastermind once a month together or something. You're literally like,
I'd like that. And another thing that we're going to focus on here coming up is in the real estate world, you don't buy and flip every house, you assign them to others, which essentially you get a purchase agreement and you sell that purchase agreement for 2 or 5, 10 or 20 or 30,000. And what I've done on a small scale is taken that purchase agreement, sold it on an assignment, made money on it, and then lent to that rehabber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there's a huge market there because those rehabbers need the cash. So then you can profit on it twice. You're not in the deal. You're doing more like the Steck family does, is acting as a private money lender. And they take all the risk and they're doing the rehab and running that whole show. So that's another area of growth that we're focusing on the next.
No, I think that's absolutely beautiful. A whole bunch of us are going out to the event in June there. So I know you guys are going. I think Kevin, are you going to that? Yeah, we'll see all you guys there. So yeah, that's a nice little level of awareness advancement, right? It's like, wait a minute, you can do this, and this without being in the mix, and everybody's still winning. So
yeah,
providing a service, still helping people out. You're you build a team where you're doing the initial legwork to find the hot deals, make a few bucks, lend to it. So I think that's perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Nelson, what about you? But I know you said 500K a month, but what are some things you're doing towards it, and how's it going?
Yeah. So what's cool is, Chris and I, we live a lifestyle business now. Like you said earlier, we can pretty much do what we want. But it's being able to do more at will, do more with others. A few years ago, we were able to take, probably close to 100 people over a 2-year period to Cancun with us. We had a ridiculous relationship in Cancun at a 5-star resort. And so being able to do more of that with friends, being able to do more for family, being able to do more fun, philanthropic stuff would be awesome, is going to be awesome. Right. And so with the things that I've learned in TIR and through this group is multiple streams of income. And so I was just telling Chris, we've talked, and I just set up a little LLC on the side so that I can have affiliate relationships and commissions come in as multiple income streams, which is exciting. And, like you said, again, you have 30 or 35 or 40 by now, probably. I don't have near that many yet. I'm sure I will. And they all don't have to pay off in huge quantities, right?
No, it's not the
Maybe
point.
1 or 2 hit big.
That's not the point. Yeah. The
Right?
point is to help people, right? At the core of everything, it's like, when you're networking and you're establishing experts in certain, like you've either used them, you believe in them, like that happened. That's what happened with us in Keaton. It's like we've gone through so many damn agencies. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in the wrong direction. We finally found somebody that does what they say. So we refer them. And with Keaton's company, I liked them so much, I ended up buying half of it, right? It wasn't just a referral, right? So, but absolutely, yeah. And you're going to be doing this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But
And I've been, over the
purposeful
past
side
20
to
years,
it.
I've been an absolute networking machine.
Mhm,
And so
mhm.
the light bulb has gone off recently. I'm going to leverage my relationship capital.
Yeah.
Right? And moving forward, when I start networking more everywhere I go, the more relationships I have with affiliate opportunities, the more opportunities I'm going to run into when I go to these different networking events, nonprofit events, different groups, et cetera. So very, very excited of all of the opportunities that are attracting to me currently and will continue to be attracted to me,
I love it. One of the things we saw last week was there's a gentleman that built multiple businesses just by referrals, no outward bound marketing, zero, multiple companies. And one of the philosophies he has said, you want to develop 12 relationships, not just like here and there type of, I'll refer you, blah, 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 like relationships, like whether it's under an agreement or a contract or an actual JV, 12 relationships where you're referring them and they're referring you, like equally. It's like purposefully, right? And he's like, the magic number is like 12. And if you get that, it's like, he's built multiple 7-figure businesses just from doing that without $1 in ad spend, none of the normal stuff, right? It's all relationship referral based. So I think
I just had that exact conversation with Jeremy and Max last week. Those guys are awesome. And so we've got a really nice opportunity to send business back and forth for the arenas that we both work in.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, awesome, everybody. We'll continue with accountability next week. Like I said, it's always good to check in like this. And I think we all end up hearing ideas from everybody else's advice too. I got a couple myself here. So hopefully you get some good value in this here today. We'll get something out on the retreat. Mark your calendars for that. We're going to get the booking links out for that so that we can all book that out. And until next week, be well, God bless. And let's continue to crush it.
Thank you, everyone.
Amigos.
Hi, guys.
Ivan's driving a planet.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Brian, can you hang on for just a minute? I got a question for you.
Sure, bud.
Chris, you wanted to stay here?
Yeah. Why don't we just do that? So Brian, I was wondering if I could utilize the assessments for my group just to add more value to my TIR people.
Hold on, Chris.
Somebody's got a ton of background.
Yeah.
Amigo, I think there you go. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, but I couldn't even hear what you were saying.
That's all right. I was asking Valerie if it was possible that I could use the Matrix Life Enhancement information for my TIR groups
Absolutely.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, because so in I think it's an X-ray, right? It's like it's for the first time ever, thanks to Ivan and the team, we're getting data before somebody takes the course, like data. And then they take this, 6 months, maybe at 3 months they assess again. But Valerie, let's get Chris his own link so we know that it's his team.
Yep.
Because we're giving that to our TIR clients for free, even though it's to the outside world, it's a charge thing. Because it's not just taking it once, it takes a snapshot and you can build it and it keeps the record of your progress over time. It's pretty in depth. So Val, if you can get with Maddie and get Chris's own links so that they can run their team through that as well, that'd be amazing.
Awesome.
Thank
Chris,
you.
I'll send you an email. I'll chit chat with Maddie. We'll get that link set up and I'll send it all over to you.
Awesome. Thank you. Was there something else we were supposed to talk about? I think something else came up where it said get with Valerie. I can't remember what it was.
Do you have your landing pages for Inner Circle and Elite 100 for your
Yeah.
team?
Yeah, I think we've got all that information sent over to us. I just got to update my website and put all that on there. So
Cool.
I'll get to that next week.
And then from like whenever you want, from time to time, if you want me to, guest appearance and either coach or promote the industry, whatever you want.
So we're on lesson 4 right now. I think once we get closer to lesson 7, 8, something where it's, winding down for those group of people, we'll have you come back on. I really like when you teach multiple sources of revenue.
Sure, we can do that again. Absolutely.
I think that's a really good one that you're excellent at. So I'll definitely let you know on that for sure.
And the other thing we could do is it could be a satellite. It doesn't have to be on the same night as your thing. It could be like a special event or something.
I'm open to it. So I'll talk with Chelsea and we'll see if we can look at our calendars and see what makes sense there as well.
Very cool. Very cool.
And then Ivan, thank you for sending me over the resources. He's fast, man. He doesn't mess around. He's already got everything done.
Mess around.
Yes, we are not cows, Chris. We are eagles.
This is
No
true.
cows.
Yeah. If we want a different life, we're not trees. We can just move.
Yep.
Exactly. Gym run, my friend. Exactly.
That's right.
All right, Chris, I'll get on that and get it over to you ASAP.
Love you guys so much. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.
You
Take
too,
care.
Chris. Bye, amigo. Bye.
Bye, amigo.